Going to learn how to draw a perspective view of a cube. So let's start it. I'm going to write the data. Draw a perspective view. Consider two-point perspective view. So I'm going to draw two-point perspective view of a cube. Now here I'm going to consider a rectangular cube. In square cube, all the dimensions, length, width and height all are same. But in rectangular cube, it may differ. So a cube having length 3 centimeter, width 2 centimeter and height again 2 centimeter. Yeah. Other than this, we require a scale. But here I have taken the dimensions like 3 centimeter, 2 centimeter that we can draw easily with this dimension. So we don't require any scale to draw this perspective view because we are going to directly take this dimension on our paper. Other than this, we require height of observer, that is 5 centimeter. So here is the data and let's start to draw. Leave around 5 centimeter above and draw a horizontal line. Which line is this? Actually, this is not the line. This is picture plane. A plane on which perspective view appears is known as picture plane. Here is a picture plane. Yeah, and show all the details with the block letters. Now, there is also another line, that is ground line. We know where picture plane and ground plane meets or coincide or intersects. There is a horizontal line which is known as the ground line. So leave around 7 to 8 centimeter below the picture plane line and draw again a horizontal line. Draw again a horizontal line. And which is this line? A ground line. Again, I am repeating the spaces around these lines. Above picture plane, you need around 5 centimeter. Between picture plane and ground line, you need to leave around 7 to 8 centimeter. And below the ground line, you need to leave around 2 to 3 centimeters. And these dimensions are only for this example. It may differ from example to example or perspective. Yeah? So, the reason behind to leave such a space, I will tell you at the end of this video. Now, go ahead. Consider a point on our picture plane line. Anywhere. I'm going to take it around a center. Right? Then draw a line from this point at the angle of 45 degrees. At the angle of 45 degrees. Make sure your drawing is light because there are so many lines, inclined line, horizontal line, vertical lines, and you need to highlight only your perspective view. So all the other lines must be light. So here you are going to draw the line at 45 degree angle. At the opposite side, again draw a line at the 45 degree angle. Now, sometimes This angle are also given in the data, but if it is not given, you can assume this. It may be 45 degree, 30 degree, 60 degree, it may change. But generally 30 degree, 60 degree, otherwise 45 degree, 45 degree. So here we have drawn two lines at 45 degree angle. Yeah, but if you are going to assume any data, make sure you are writing that assume this data equals to this. Okay. Now it's time to locate our observer. Where to locate? Below the ground line. At which point exactly? You can consider any point here, 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 anywhere, but below the ground line. Okay, you can consider at any point, but below the ground line. Suppose I'm going to take the observer here. It's observer or a station point. Station point or observer. What is the observer? Or looking at the object. If we are looking at the object, we are observing. If we are going to capture a photo from a camera, then the camera lens is the observer, right? Now, what is the next thing? We need to draw a parallel line. To which line? I'm highlighting it. The line which we have drawn at the 45 degree angle. This line, we need to draw a parallel line to this 45 degree line from our station point. Consider our station point and draw a parallel line. Then next, we have another line at 45 degree angle, this highlighted line. So again we need to draw a parallel line to other 45 degree angle line from our observer or station point. So both the parallel lines are drawn now. Yeah, and make sure you need to show this angle either 45 degree, 30 degree or 60 degree. You need to show both side angle in our plan. From this point, we are going to draw a plan, but I am erasing it and drawing it again. Consider line of 3 centimeter from one side and from other side consider 2 centimeter line and complete a rectangle. As we are going to draw a perspective view of a cube, we need to draw a plan. Why? In isometric view, there is no such a need to draw a plan. But in perspective view, it is compulsory to draw the plan because we need to drag a projection over here from our plan. That's why we need to draw it. And make sure that you are showing the dimensions in the plan. Okay, so here plan is completed. Now the next step. You need to consider 4 points of the corner. Which 4 points? 4 corner points of our plan. These 4 points. What you have to do? You have to connect all these 4 points. All these 4 points with our station point or observer. So connect it. Like this. So what we have done, we have connected all the four corners of our plan with the station point. Now you need to erase part of this line, a part of this line. Which lines? We have drawn lastly these four inclined lines. We need to erase the lines between the portion of picture plane and ground line. Between the picture plane and ground line, you can erase it, but I need to draw it again. So if we are going to erase the line between picture plane and ground line, then it will look like this. So on picture plane, on the picture plane line, you are getting 4 points. 4 points. This one, this one, this one, and this one. There are 4 points. And what you have to do the next? Draw the vertical lines from these 4 points. Okay, from these 4 points, you need to draw the vertical lines. Now this line. Which line? This point of plan is touching our picture plane. The part of our plan which is going to touch the picture plane, and the vertical line from it is known as measure line. Why measure line? Because we can measure the original dimensions of our object from the measure line only. As we know, we don't need to show our measurements or the dimensions in our perspective view, but there is only one line, that is measure line, on which the original dimensions can be shown. Because a perspective visualizing is like a 3D view, so dimensions can be changed, but on measure line it is as the real object. And which is the measure line? You need to show it with the arrow. Here it is the measure line. Again, consider the next 2 points. Which 2 points? From station point, we have drawn 2 parallel lines. The parallel lines are going to touch the picture plane. These 2 points. From these 2 points also, need to draw the vertical lines. So, from these 2 points, draw the vertical line. On these two lines, lastly drawn 2 lines, we are going to take vanishing point with the help of height of observer. Now where we stand on ground. So what is our height? That is known as height of observer. If we are looking at some object, our height up to our eyes only, that is known as height of observer. So here we have considered height of observer as 5 centimeter. Suppose that consider 5 centimeter and our vanishing point is here and here also. Draw the round on vanishing points. Okay, so here are 2 vanishing points. How we taken the vanishing points? I'm repeating again. We have taken the height of observer from the ground. Height of observer from ground, both the side of these vertical lines. And which is our height of observer? That is 5 centimeter. We have assumed that, or it is given in the data. Height of observer, that is equals to 5 centimeter. Same way, other side also, you need to write it down. Height of observer equals to 5 centimeter. And the points which we are getting, the rounded points, that are vanishing points. And there are 2-point perspective view. So there are 2 vanishing points. Consider it as left vanishing point and right vanishing point. Right here, left vanishing point, and other side the right vanishing point. You can show it with the help of arrow. Okay, this. Now up to this is like the pre-drawing of our perspective view. So pay attention from here because our main perspective view starts now. Consider the measure line, the vertical line, measure line, and we need to show the actual dimension on it. Suppose this is our ground line point. From here we need to show the height of object that we have considered 2 centimeter. So 2 centimeter. How we get this point? Because we have considered the height of object that is 2 centimeter. I'm writing this side. Okay, we are getting this 2 point because the height of object is given 2 centimeter, and make sure that you are considering these 2 points at measure line only. Don't get confused. So we are getting these 2 points on our measure line. What we have to do next? We need to consider, we need to draw the line between which point? These 2 points and left vanishing point as well as right vanishing point. I'm showing you. Join left vanishing point and the lower point, as well as join left vanishing point and the 2 centimeter above point. Same way. Join these both the points. Join these both the points with our right vanishing point. Like this. Yeah, and another thing, in measure line, you don't mark the point like crosses, yeah? Because there are so many points and there is lesser space. That's why you need to consider a darker point with the pencil. So don't show the cross marks. I'm going to erase this 2 centimeter height and the cross marks of these 2 points. That. Now what next? Consider another point. Which point? Before that, let me show you one thing. The last corner point is this and other corner points of plan is this. The vertical line is this and is this line from that points. And our perspective view will always between these 2 vertical lines. Not a single point of our perspective view is going outside of these 2 lines, right? So the outer points of the plan and the vertical lines drawn from that point. Our perspective view is between these 2 lines. Now consider this point, because you know the cube, we are watching the cube at some angle and our height of observer is more than our object height. So what we have to do? We are going to see the 3 faces of our cube. So 1 face and 2 face is already little bit showing in our line, between our lines. We need to draw the top face of our object, means our cube. So consider this point and join it with the right vanishing point. Make sure that you are considering the point from left side, and you are going to join it where? You are going to join it with the right vanishing point. Consider the point of left side, top point of left side, and join it with the right side perspective view. Sorry, right side vanishing point. Again, consider the point of right side, and where you are going to join this point? You are going to join this point with your left side vanishing point, like this. Yeah. When you are calculating some example, in sum of example, you will find the check. Here is also a check. When these last two drawn lines, the intersection point of last drawn lines is this, and where it will lie the top point of plan and the vertical line from that point. Always on this vertical line, the intersection point will lie. If it is not on that vertical line, you have taken or it is away from that 1 or 2 mm. You need to do the perspective view with more accuracy. Okay, but 99% that will intersect on that vertical line only. So here your drawing is completed. What we have to do next? Highlight your perspective view. How to highlight the perspective view? Just darken your perspective with rubbing a pencil, or you can use black or blue point ball pen and join the line again. So all the drawing we have done is light, and the perspective view is highlighted. I am using a red color line over here. Let me do the thicker line. Like this. You can highlight your perspective by rubbing a pencil, or you can use black or blue ball pen. Two faces of the cube is drawn. Now the top face from that intersection point. And the perspective view of a rectangular cube is done. So this way you can draw the 2-point perspective view of a cube. Now we have drawn the perspective view of a rectangular cube. If I am going to give the dimensions like 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, you can easily draw it. Or if I am going to change the dimension, then also you can easily draw the perspective view with the same procedure. Now, in the beginning of video, I was discussing about the spaces between picture plane and ground line, the space below the ground line, and space above the picture plane. Why we are leaving such spaces? Yeah? To draw our perspective view, we need to draw a plan. Before drawing the perspective view, we need to draw the plan, and where we are drawing it? Above the picture plane. So above the picture plane, we need to draw a plan. So consider the height of plan. I have told you to leave the space of 5 centimeter, right? So here, the 5 centimeter around, you can draw the plan easily. So the space you require to draw the plan, and 1 or 2 centimeter extra. where above the picture plane, you need to draw the plan. So consider the height you require to draw the plan and add the 1 or 2 centimeter in that. So you need to draw a plan. So you require the space to draw the plan above the picture plane. Between picture plane and ground line, you need to draw the perspective view. So in this, you need to consider height of observer as well as height of object. Sometimes height of observer is more, sometimes height of object is more. So you need to consider these heights and add again 2 to 3 centimeters in that. So 7 to 8 centimeters is enough for this drawing. Below the ground line, you need around 2 centimeters because you need to show the station point over there, right? So we require the spaces, and it may change from perspective view to perspective view because change of object, change of dimensions, it may change. But what you have to remember, you need to remember that above picture plane, how much space? Plan plus 1 or 2 centimeters between picture plane and ground line. Consider the height of observer and height of object and plus 2 to 3 centimeters in that. Below the ground line, 2 to 3 centimeters is enough. Okay. Yeah. Another thing, let me show. Show this. Here is a perspective view which I have drawn in a paper. Okay, so in paper you can see the perspective view is like this. And what you have to note, the perspective view which I have drawn in the whiteboard and the perspective view on this paper are little bit different. Why? The reason behind is our data. Means if we consider 100 people and 100 people are going to do the same perspective view, and all the 100 perspective view are different, but all the 100 can be right on the same time. Why? The reason is, if the location of observer is going to change, perspective view is going to change. The height of observer is going to change, the perspective view is going to change it again. I tell you uh, that we are going to consider the station point below the ground line. So below the ground line, we can consider the station point here, here, here. So anywhere, anybody is going to take the station point anywhere below the ground line. So below the ground line, if location of observer is going to change, then a perspective view is changed. So if you are going to draw the same perspective view 5 times, and all the 5 times you are getting the different kind of perspective, little bit differ from each other, then it is right. There is nothing wrong. You just need to follow the correct procedure steps. Okay. Thank you.